vote or oppose any political candidate. That opinion sparked extraordinary outrage across the country. Outrage which was across the political spectrum. So the Washington Post, a week after the opinion came out, found that 84% of Democrats opposed the opinion, 81% of independents, and 76% of Republicans. Outraged at the idea that corporations would have this role in our political process. And that outrage translated into inspiration, as an extraordinary range of new organizations like Move to Amend or Free Speech for People or 99 Rise began to embrace this cause, and joining all sorts of organizations that had been around for much longer than this opinion, demanding that this decision be reversed. And in the process of these organizations taking up this cause, millions have been recruited to this cause. Millions. And many of the people in this room are responsible for that extraordinary activity of recruitment and awakening that has led America to recognize exactly what the problem here is. This is incredibly important. It will be remembered, this movement, as the first steps of the most important progressive movement we've seen in America in 100 years. As the first steps, as the beginning. Because these steps can't be the end to that movement. This framing alone, or money is not speech, is the first steps. These means, the idea of calling upon Congress to pass resolution, to pass an amendment, is a first step, a brilliant first step. Because what these means did was to build the recognition in America that something must be done. And we saw the product of that recognition in a poll that was conducted by Gallup in July of this year. When Gallup asked the Americans what was to be the priority for the next president. And on that list of 10 priorities, number 2 on that list was reducing corruption in the federal government. Number 2, 87% of Americans identified this issue, and of course they weren't thinking about Rob Blagojevich, they weren't thinking about Randy Duke Cunningham, they weren't thinking about bribery or criminal behavior. What they were thinking about was the unbelievable amounts of money in the political system, the sort of recognition which this movement had made salient to them. Now, of course, when you turn to the actual political campaigns, that issue was invisible. Neither Obama nor Romney on their webpage even mentioned this issue. And indeed, it is the only issue on the top 10 which was not mentioned anywhere in the political campaign. And more troublingly, it's the first time in as long as we can see where an issue on that top 10 list was not at the center of either the Democrat or Republican's platform for addressing the issues America thinks need to be addressed. So this is a measure of your success. A success you should be proud of and you should celebrate. But now we need to ask, what's next? What's next? What are the next steps for this movement? What's the message? What are the means? For it's my view that they must evolve. They must evolve. This message must evolve. And here's the point. This change, this attack on that cancer, must be fundamentally cross-partisan. I don't mean bipartisan, kind of kumbaya, we all agree with each other. We don't agree with each other. But I mean, it cuts across partisan lines. Because there's been one time in American history where we have attempted a fundamental reform like this that was not cross-partisan. That was 150 years ago in the context of a civil war.